Here we are with Dereck Glaser and Nick Rossi. They're going to tell us a bit about the New England School of Metalwork.
Well, NESM really begins with Dereck and the main Oxy company. And what was the driving force behind this whole monster that this has become originally?
Well, I was teaching industrial arts and approached by Maine Oxy in 1999.
Who's Maine Oxy?
Maine Oxy is New England's largest welding, gas, and hard goods supplier. I think they're up to 11 different locations between Maine and Connecticut and a few provinces in Canada. So they approached me with the concept of starting an instructional facility, obviously for welding and related problems and techniques in the welding industry, but also based on Bruce Alveston, the owner at the time, his interest in ornamental metalwork. So one thing led to another, and by '99 we had a building up, and by 2000 I was producing equipment and tools needed to open the blacksmith shop. We had our first night class in February of 2000. And we started it as a for-profit, soon to see that the available interest in the public and what they're willing to pay for instruction in ornamental metalwork just wasn't going to pay the bills. And as a educational facility solely, we don't make products or have any manufacturing base, we had the option to go nonprofit. So through a lot of the legal things and creating bylaws and a board of directors, we became nonprofit in 2004. And that opened us up to being able to fund some of our programs, our youth program, our visiting artists program that we have in the summertime with grants through foundations and stuff.
So primarily this was blacksmithing and welding. It was two programs.
Yeah, just in the evenings.
Yep. And it was actually one of my good friends and partners in crime, who's a knife maker, Herb Cattell, who stopped by, saw this place, and saw, oh my God, a school that does blacksmithing. This is great. He's a bladesmith himself, and he came in and started talking to Dereck. And Dereck has an interest in handmade knives.
Oh yeah.
And is a knife maker himself, and so to find a like-minded knife enthusiast, he started thinking about it and started adding some bladesmithing classes. Yeah. To the school, specifically forging knives, different types of knives, and I think it was the first class Bill Fiorini.
Bill Fiorini taught the very first class. We only had 2 belt grinders at the time, one of which I built, and that really kind of paved the way. And that was in 2003. So yeah, Herb and Nick were doing at least 1, if not 2, 4-day classes each year. Say by 2005 or 6.
Yep.
And now we're up to, well, every other week is bladesmithing related, and we're doing, call it 50 courses a year. So
yeah,
half in blacksmithing and half in bladesmithing.
Yep, it's about 50-50 now. So we're really impressed with the response to the bladesmithing. I mean, and of course the blacksmithing as well, which continues to remain very strong. Lots of interest in that.
Oh yeah.
We became an official ABS, American Bladesmith Society school in 2005. 2009.
2009.
In 2009. And basically that means we are affiliated with the American Bladesmith Society, which is the largest organization dedicated to the forged blade, and we are an official educational institution that offers classes that they endorse.
Right.
Most popular is a 2-week class where students can take a 2-week class and get a year off of the wait time to become an ABS rated smith. Yeah. So that's been great for us. They've been great to deal with, and we also have an event every year during the summer, a symposium or hammer-in where we have very well-known smiths come from all over the country to do 3 days of knife making education and participation, and it's just a great time. So that's another fun ABS thing that we do. And of course, kind of the future of this is getting youths involved. That's really the future of the craft, and it's a pretty easy sell because it involves fire and knives, and what could be better for younger kids to capture their imagination. So we're very happy to do an ABS Youth Day where we bring in 8 kids ages 12 to 18 to do a day guided by a professional mastersmith right here at the school, and that's a yearly event. We're hoping to add another Youth Day to our calendar, but that will be seen in the future. So yeah, that's kind of what it's become.
It's busier and busier every year.
Yeah,
gets pretty demanding on our part, coming up with new and exciting courses for our alumni, on top of offering a full array of entry-level basic things to attract new people. We spent a lot of time kind of developing each year's calendar of courses.
And really what makes us different is that, the metalsmithing program is run by 2 professional metalsmith, Dereck and I. So
yeah,
it's not a board of directors who may or may not actually participate in the craft. It's two people that are involved and love it, and would be involved with it whether we were running a school or not. So it really it allows us to be really agile and kind of follow trends and capture interest and just keep people coming back for new topics. So.
Yeah. Plus, we stay in touch with the communities. The bladesmithing and blacksmithing.
Yeah.
We're inherently always in touch with the community of makers out there. So we're learning as much as we're teaching.
Yep. Always learning new things.
At the same time, the welding school's going on. It has its classes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Our welding program is going gangbusters. They basically are running, 1 to 2 classes at the same time from 9 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night. And, because you can really get a few certs and actually get a job that's a real career. It's a great trade to get into, and people are really recognizing that. I think a lot of the stigma about working with your hands for a living is going away as people start to look at the realities of being able to support themselves, and having a really in-demand trade that pays pretty well, and you get to use your hands and your brain. So I think that's that there's really a lot of traction there.
Yeah, there's always a wait list. In 2014, when we split the metalsmithing and welding out of the same building, when we split out of there, they essentially tripled in size, and the booths are filling, and they're generally always waitlisted for long-term courses, short-term, and evening. So it's an employable trade. It's a good thing.
Yeah, and who doesn't need a welding lesson? So
I agree. I think this interesting that I think the school started when people just came into the welding store to buy supplies, and they started asking, well, how do I use this and how do I use that? And that spurred the thought to start the school initially, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Bruce Albiston, who was 3rd-generation owner of Main Oxy at the time, had a very exploratory business model. And, if he was seeing a trend of inquiry in any area of his business over the course of some time, he was willing to explore it. And thankfully for that, we're here. Main Oxy was hugely supportive financially to us getting going, the first several years. And we still have a good marriage. We do a lot of troubleshooting, set up private clinics for a lot of their clients and companies that they serve that need help with techniques, problem solving, different welding issues, and they help us with certain things like mailing and shipping and accounting.
Do you get people from around the world coming here?
Yes, yes, we've had people as far away as Australia, New Zealand, Republic of Georgia,
from Israel, Canada.
Any more thoughts on the future of the school?
More, better, yeah.
We're going to be leveling out, in the number of weeks. It's always worth a lot of insight to how to balance different skill levels of courses. So getting that figured out, maybe adding some space to the metalsmithing program in the very near future. As of June, just the metalsmithing program had over 60 people waitlisted for classes. So there's a lot of unrealized revenue there that we'd like to take advantage of, and finding some more space is really the only answer. So
we're in kind of a golden age of interest in blacksmithing and bladesmithing due to popular TV shows and YouTube especially. There's more people interested in it now than certainly in my lifetime. While this may be kind of an ebb and a flow, while we were ebbing, we're trying to pull as many people into the school and get as many people hooked. Because once you get people hitting hot iron, it's a pretty easy sell. But just getting people in there and getting people hooked, that's really our biggest goal.
Social media's Instagram, YouTube has made it so much more accessible, even just to people viewing it. It's really healthy because at least they're being exposed to it. Whether or not they try it and they can do it or they like it is a different matter, but at least they're being exposed to it. That was one of the big things I lamented leaving public teaching. I was an industrial arts teacher, and as schools were closing industrial arts, the sad thing is people aren't exposed to it. Doesn't matter if they do it for a living now or later, but not exposing people to things is kind of a sad thing. So that social media, exposing people to it, kind of just makes them want to think, like, I'm going to give that a try.
It really does open up a whole new world of what is possible, even with very simple tools.
So we're happy to be here and be that chance for somebody to try it.
Yep.
Even if it's an occasional once-a-year class that they might take, it's their dose of kind of being a craftsman for a week. So it's good.
Well, Dereck and Nick, this is fascinating, but I have to get back to class.
Yeah, get back to work.
Yeah, man. We'll see you now.
A little more filing.
Yeah.